We the Enemy by Peter Essex. Law had an impulse to get up then. She rummaged for the photostat he had brought with him of the old manuscript and read it once more. He did not do that. He could feel sleep now, dragging him into its cozy world of fantasy. He did not have to get up. He was word perfect in the passage he wanted to read. Perhaps it is God's will that the honor of this discovery should not be mine, nor yet in my time, yet will it happen. He had been such a fool and had wasted months, but now he knew how not to proceed with the search. That was something Santa Kele seemed closer to him than ever before. Law's optimism was still with him in the morning, when Cobra helped him break camp and pack. He took his accustomed place in the Land Rover, and not another word was said on the subject of his leaving. Law flogged his Land Rover through the flatland, the palm felts and the floodplains that bound the rolling Limbobos. Careless of the pounding he was inflicting on man and machine, his sole concern was getting there. There was a Sangoma's kraal whose existence they only heard of in the green shade of the fever trees within sound of the burbling, rushing Ngwenya shallows. There it was whispered the most gifted Sangoma in all of Zululand held court, Ulanga of the Eyes of Rain. "I hear she has grey eyes," Law shouted of the clatter of the road noise, and Koba eased closer to hear what his employer was saying. "It'll take more than that to frighten me." The Zulu nodded. Talk was cheap. It would be another matter altogether when he was out of this made-in-England steel canister and squatting on a reed mat. He would have 100 generations of ingrained trickery to contend with then. That was supposing she would even agree to see them. Mancoba was comforted by the thought that Olanga would in all likelihood contemptuously rebuff Dr. Law's approach. Mancoba signaled the left-hand fork that would take them into the foothills. "You need to be strong," he advised. "Strength is what they understand, especially those such as Sangoma Olanga. Be proud with her, be preserving, be bold. Look straight into those strange eyes of hers. Let her be the one to drop her gaze." "I will," Law replied, but the words lacked the carry to be heard above the growing, low-gear growl of the engine. With a rocky steep started, they nuzzled the Land Rover up to the trunk of a shady knot thorn tree and left it. Remaining to be climbed were 600 meters of mountain, along a donkey track winding through the aloes and rocks. They did not stop until the Land Rover was a toy thing far below the Maputoland plains stretched to the horizon. On the other side of the mountain, the western slopes were quite different. The soil was moist there, fertile, supporting a thriving evergreen forest. What they sought in those thick green valleys was a winding narrow pathway twisting its way downwards, finally dwindling out there in the riverside kraal of the Sangoma Ulanga. Be alert for trickery there. They didn't have to discover the pathway. With the track looped by the broken bleached skeleton of a fallen milkwood tree, the guide was waiting, a novice Sangoma. Her thin body, all over daubed with white river clay, could almost have been part of a pale decay. She didn't ask, she didn't indicate. She slid from the tree trunk, stood inquisitively observing them for a moment, then turned and padded away. Worn in step with roots, the path descended. They followed.